optimizing? Are you
Ongoing.
optimizing your site ongoing for leads, for loans, for deposits, for basically for sales, for that matter?
And how are you doing it? Or like what's driving the change, the
Correct.
optimizations?
Yeah. And it's the lack of optimization, those committing to continuously ongoing optimize, which is concerning because it's around, I think, at this point, and these numbers are changing. The more that people take the assessment, the more that we're learning. But it's about a 52% are not actively optimizing their site. So what does that mean? One out of every two financial brands are not doing some sort of optimization. Um, those that are optimizing report that they are optimizing. 66% report that they are optimizing on a monthly basis. But even in today's conversation, she was like, "Well, what do you mean by optimization? Because
It's so vague.
I don't really know if we're optimizing our site." And
With purpose and intention, probably not.
mhm. And just like the data that we're getting from the website Blind Spot Benchmark Study, the majority are just using GA4, Google Analytics 4. And I know that that Google Analytics 4 is very confusing. You heard that on a call that we were facilitating earlier today with a VP of
Yeah.
marketing, because I asked a very blunt and pointed question. I was like, listen, I need to know how many visits your checking account page is getting each month. He was like, well, can we do that later? I was like, no. I was like, I need that information now, because we were doing a feasibility study to
Yeah.
like, is what he's looking to do, is it feasible to solve the problems that he's looking to solve? Because we have a formula that we can guide a team through, or a marketing leader through, or a CEO through, of like, how much might you be losing on your website because of the blind spots that you have? And when we were going through this feasibility study, it was very clear, and we agreed upon the number. They're losing about 1.8, $2 million a year because of a particular blind spot.
Yeah.
And he was committed to fixing it. And so whenever I told him how much is it, he asked me, he goes, how much is it going to cost to fix it? And I said, well, you get about a $1.8 million problem, $2 million problem. I was like, I'll take $180,000 of that. And you saw,
Right.
and you
Yeah.
saw his face. I go, listen, I said, I'm just kidding you. I just know how much
Yeah.
we are worth to help you fix and solve that problem, but it's not going to be $180,000. And so we
Yeah.
laughed and we chuckled. But once again, if you don't know what you're losing, you just don't
Exactly.
know. And we even found the other day, for someone that we are doing a bespoke website secret shopping study for, it's personal loans. They are using a very, and I'm not going to name names and drop the platform that they're using, but there's a tremendous amount of complexity in
Yeah.
this application experience for a personal loan. And when we ran the numbers, it's $100 million a year problem. And once again, I'm like, can we just get 10% of that? Because if we can help,
Right.
I mean, then they're getting a massive 10x return on the problem. I will happily take $10 million to solve $100 million problem.
Right.
That's my philosophy, because like there's a lot of value to co-create.
Yeah.
A lot of value to
There's just
co-create.
yeah, it's crazy to see just this disconnect and level like why is the website not seen as valuable as it
Mm.
is?
Well, I mean, I love how you and I have pivoted this podcast slightly to have real conversations from real time discussions. I mean, you think about the SVP that we were talking to right before we hit record, a lack of
Yeah.
alignment, specifically with the CEO for this one particular
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah.
And,
Let's go back. Yeah. Go ahead.
that's just a friction. That's a pain point. Where do you want to go back to?
I'm just curious, and this just popped in my head. Go back to the $100 million problem for that bank you were referencing.
Mm-hmm.
How many branches do you think they have?
You know what? That's a fantastic question. And because we are
I'm just
recording,
dying to know.
I'm actually going to Google it right now. Let's just see what we can find. And I'm curious too. They're in 5 states, I believe.
Yeah.
The 35 billion in assets.
That is I mean, that
I can't
is,
find. I can find their branch. I can find their locations, but to do
well,
like
the
a
point is it's it's a crap ton,
yeah,
certainly.
yeah, it's
And
a
it's a beautiful brand. It's a beautiful financial brand.
but
And yet
data. We have the data. We
yeah,
do know. We do
we ran
know.
the numbers.
And but specifically because you're bringing up the point of the branches. They have a 1 to 3 conversion rate. So for every digital application they get, they're converting 3 in the branch. So to them, and I think this is important to note, to them, they're like, our branches are still outperforming our digital channel. Well, your branches are outperforming your digital channels because you have so much friction in your digital channel. And we know because we have helped other organizations optimize the buying experience to where the digital channels then outperform all of the physical branches.